Hi guys, I'm Jashlie, and what I am attempting to do is sort of a vlog. I realized that I decided to start this channel, and I didn't tell you anything about me. You know nothing about me, and as fun as the thought of keeping it that way was, I figured maybe you'd like to know some things. So first, I don't even know where to start. I am 22. I will be 23 this year. Um, I am a manager. I work full time. My job is stressful. I don't hate it most of the time. I like what I do most of the time. I get really focused, and what I do is I feel a strong sense of responsibility for things like my job that I need to be held accountable for, especially when it comes to other people are relying on me. When other people, you know, expect me to show up. Um, I feel a really strong and I don't know where it came from, to be perfectly honest with you. I've just always been this way. So when I'm responsible for something, I feel very strongly responsible for something, and it's really hard for me to put that down and do something else. And it's really hard for me to stop and take a second and realize that I'm still a person and I still have to live my life and I need to enjoy it or I will die. On top of that, I'm a very emotionally driven person. I have very logical thoughts and I need to cut my fucking hair. And I think through every single decision before I make a decision. I do tons of research. I spent 2 years researching a trip to Disneyland before I actually took a trip to Disneyland. It was more or less me being unwilling to commit to that large of a decision in my life. Like changing jobs. I'm still at my first job. I don't really have a good reason to quit and find a different job. Not really. I would like to do something that isn't necessarily on my feet all day because, boy, do my feet hurt all the time. Anyway, back to this. I mean, I'll die eventually, but I want to enjoy, the slow trend towards death. And that's why I'm doing this. This is something that I can do very easily. That does take up my time, but I'm happy to do it. And I enjoy it. I like doing this. This is one of those things, it's like, I look forward to sitting down and playing a game, and honestly, it's really frustrating sometimes because I'm still getting the technical aspects about it under control and understanding, well, the frame rate and bit rate and all of that nonsense means. I understand a lot of it, don't get me wrong, I'm not learning from scratch, I'm not totally clueless, but, making sure that I get the right combination right so my computer, whatever my computer can handle, it will record properly and you guys get the best quality video as possible, because as an avid YouTube watcher, I want to watch the best quality video possible. I wouldn't watch a Markiplier video all the way through if the game quality was pixelated and you couldn't see what he was doing, because as much as I love him, I just wouldn't do it. And those things are important, and I make those things a priority, and that makes those technical things are just some of the obstacles I'm overcoming in learning to do this. But the actual act of doing it, I love. I love doing it. I've never ever in my life saw myself doing something like this. I didn't play video games as a kid. I played The Sims, and that's a completely different category, and I really just don't consider myself a gamer from playing The Sims in childhood. I got to high school, all my friends were like, Mario and Legend of Zelda and all of these cool things and Metroid. I still don't really understand what Metroid is, to be perfectly honest with you. And all of my friends, they introduced me to the actual gaming world of Pokemon. I had a friend who did Pokemon trading cards when I was a kid, and that's all I knew. And I'm still learning. There's a lot of those things I've never played, and I might very well whip out some really old school games and say, hi, here's a Let's Play, since I've never actually played this video game before. And I think eventually that could be fun. I think that would be really fun for people to watch and fun for me to do. Regardless, this is something that I wanted to do for me because I did theater. I was in every musical, almost every show, my entire 4 years of high school, and I loved it. That is what I wanted to do. I wanted to run away and wait tables and audition and be on Broadway and New York City, and that is not something I think that is ever going to happen for me. I have a lot of priorities for my life, and I just don't think that that is something that coincides with my values, because one day I hope to have a family and 30 dogs and maybe some kids. And there is no conceivable way that I could support that kind of a lifestyle auditioning and trying to make it on Broadway, because that will take me maybe my whole life. I would rather fill my life with love and loved people I love and loving people and supporting other people than myself. Needless to say, I still have to do something for myself, so this is what I've decided to do. I have a music channel, and every year, 2 years, few months, I would get really into it, and I would make a bunch of covers and upload several videos within a small time span, and I did enjoy doing that, but that was personal, and it really, the inspiration for that only came really when I was depressed. It was usually after a breakup and I felt low. Music distracts me from that. This is something I can do when I don't feel upset. I'm not sure if this is something I could do when I am upset. I don't know yet. But this is something I can do. I can do it at 2 in the morning. I can do it at 6 in the morning. I can do it revolving around my work schedule. I can do it virtually whenever I want, and I like it. I had an accidental 4-day weekend just now, and I spent, a couple of days, I've just been recording videos so I can stock up, so I maybe eventually could get some sort of a schedule going. I want to make an intro to my channel. I'm really excited for this channel, and I'm excited to see what happens since I'm just now starting and to see where it goes, because I think if you know me well, I put my heart and soul into everything. Into everyone that I care for and everything I do, I just pour it in there. And I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel any sense of fulfillment in my life if I am not going 110% into the things that I do. And I feel like a lazy bum if I am half-assing something. And I don't ask for support a lot either. So when I do feel low, or when I do feel crappy because I don't feel like I'm doing the best I can do, nobody knows except me, usually. And sometimes my mom and my best friend Jenna. Shout out to Jenna. I don't know. This is, I think, going to be a really healthy outlet for me, and I'm really excited to see where this goes, and I'm excited to make new friends and go on a really cool journey and be able to play video games with other people. And I'm hoping in the next month or so I can get up a few of those multiplayer videos so you can see me playing with my friends, because those are always really fun to watch, because everybody's just dicking around doing whatever they want, shouting. And one of the more important reasons I think that I wanted to do this is that I have a really big heart, and I am honestly a huge bitch too, so I really don't know how I function. I should implode right now, just self-destruct and burst into flames, but here I am. I do, though. I care very deeply about people. Conflicting statements again. As a whole, I hate people. Generally, I think generally that people, as a society, in a group, people are scum. We're just driven by so many things that we don't need. So much greed and so much hatred. As a society, fueled by greed and hatred. That's the entire premise of capitalism. And I hate it, and it disgusts me, and I get very socially anxious in groups of people. Whether you would know it or not, I do. Just as a whole, we have so far to go, I think, as a race, as a species. I am the biggest pessimist when it comes to human species, because I just think of us as this plague upon the earth, and the earth would be so much better without us. But as an individual, I like being alive, and I like my friends, and I get very sad when people die. I get more sad when animals die. Those scenes in movies are hard for me. But individually, I think people are wonderful. Some of us have such beautiful minds, and we're so fun. And I think if we got our shit together in a societal sense, I think that we could be much greater than we are right now. But we're not. And honest to God, I don't want to get political. But here, my fucking bangs. That'll do. I don't want to get political, but there is some crazy shit going on in the US right now that I don't necessarily agree with, and there are a lot of people, I mean, there are people every day around the world who are scared for their liberties and their freedoms and their lives, but I think here in the United States, there are a lot of people who we are all, if you live in the United States, you're privileged to at least some extent, just because it is such a normal thing to have, you know, running water and food and basic necessities to live by. But I think a lot of us are currently scared that that our personal freedoms are going to be taken from us, and a lot of us are scared of what is going to happen over the next several years. I know a lot of people have already begun seeing some of their family members and their loved ones arrested and shipped out of the US, and that scares me. I mean, I'm a cisgendered white female, so I don't have a whole lot to worry about, but I am a female, so I am worried about some of my rights personally, and I am worried about some of my friends as a minority of their rights, and I am concerned for the direction that we're headed in, and I think the US is probably the biggest first world country to present some of these fears and issues right now, but I don't think we're the only ones, and I think I honest to God think that we are such scum that someone somewhere else is looking at us right now and going, I could do that. Think of how much power that would be. But part of the reason that I'm doing this is because I know that there are a lot of people who are like me and don't like to think about it, and I know that we need to be taking a stance against some of these things, but not all of us are capable, and I'm working to survive. I live with one of my parents. I can't afford to do anything differently. I can't afford to leave. I can't really afford to donate a lot of money to anything that would help. Probably the best I could do is make phone calls, and I think that I'm fun to hang out with. So, I mean, I would hang out with me. Yeah. I mean, my boyfriend likes me. He's been around for 4 years, so it's a good sign. You know, and I love my friends, and I have such a great time with my friends. We get going on stuff, and the jokes just roll out, and I think I play really well off of others, and I like to include video games in that, and I think that I don't suck at this. I thought I was really going to be bad at it, but if there are 10, I have 11 subscribers right now. If there are 11 people out there who wait for my videos and love to watch me, if I make 11 people smile in the midst of all of this craziness, all of this bullshit that we have going on, then I've done something good for the day. I have fun doing this. This is my stress relief. And I'm really hoping that I can help other people. I'm really hoping that if I make a 10, 15, 20-minute video and somebody watches my video after they get home from work and they smile for 5 minutes, maybe, they go, wow, she's really funny. I'm helping. Even if it's just a distraction, it's something. And I hate thinking about all of the people who are scared. And I don't want you to be scared. I want you to feel safe. I want you to know that there are other people on your side. I am, and I'm listening. And I can't necessarily, sit down and have a 3-hour conversation with you about how you feel, but if you, send me a message, I'm there, I'm listening. And I love making new friends. I learned recently somebody I went to high school with is also doing pretty well, honestly, at doing Let's Play videos. And I'm very excited for him, and I'm excited to see where he goes. And he reached out to me and was like, hey, we went to high school together. How do you feel about videos? Like, what do you look for? And we had a really nice conversation, and it was wonderful. And I came out, even if I didn't, I came out of it feeling like I made a new friend. And, you know, that's sort of the experience I want to spread here. I want you to watch my videos and know that you made a new friend today. And I'm hoping to do more of these so I can, you know, share a little bit more about me as time goes on. This is probably enough. You've probably got enough to go a very long time without learning anything else about me, and that's okay. We'll just see what happens. Anyway, as always, thank you guys so much for liking. For liking? I mean, you could like. I would appreciate that too. Thank you so much for watching. Like my video if you like listening to me ramble on and on and on about things that may or may not pertain to you whatsoever. If you are having a rough time, comment on my video, send me a message, tweet at me on Twitter. I'll listen. I might comment back, probably. I have 11 subscribers. I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't mind getting to know you. Just reach out. Thank you so much for watching. I love all of you. Bye.